So he sees a beast that looks a lot like the dragon, had 10 diadems, crowns, jeweled crowns on its horns, but it had blasphemous names on each of its heads. And the beast I saw coming out of the water was like a leopard, but its feet were like a bear's, and its mouth was like a lion's mouth, which makes perfect sense for them to be coming out of the sea, right? Lions and tigers and bears. You see all of them coming out of the sea. But there's something happening here, again, that it's a symbol pointing back to something else. So we've got to go back to see where this is coming from. We've got to see the basket where this came from first. Daniel chapter 7, Daniel and his boys are in exile. They're in Babylon. Trying to get out, the Babylonian king is begging them, demanding them to worship a statue of him. But Daniel has this gift of a vision. He has this gift of being able to see things behind the curtain. And he has this vision in Daniel chapter 7 of beasts. And he guess where they came from? The sea. He has a vision of beasts coming out of the sea, 4 of them. The first one looked like a lion. That the original hears like, oh, it's Rome. Rome is the beast from the sea. And they would be right, but not completely right. Because it's symbolic. This is a picture of how the dragon always goes after the people of God. And how does he do it? Well, he leverages the state, the human government, to go after the people of God. That's what we're learning. What we're learning here immediately in chapter 13 is that the dragon goes after the disciples of Jesus by means of the state, by means of the government. In his book, Discipleship on the Edge, Dale Johnson describes it this way, that governments that step out from under the rule of God do not become divine, they become demonic. Governments that step out from the rule of God. Because, by the way, government was God's idea. That was God's idea. God established human government. We see it all the way back in the Old Testament. But when they seek to play God rather than being used by God, they become bestial. They become demonic. Again, for 7 churches, it's probably Rome, but it's bigger than Rome.